Los Angeles mid-fire story in 2025 accident. Imagine waking up one morning to see smoke filling the air and knowing that something has gone terribly wrong. In 2025, Los Angeles faced one of its most devastating fires. How did it all unfold? Stay with me as we dive into the Los Angeles mid-fire story, a story of disaster, survival, and the strength of community. Before we get into the full story, let's take a moment to reflect on this quote by Winston Churchill. To each, there comes in their lifetime a special moment when they are figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered the chance to do a very special thing, unique to them and fit for their talents. What a tragedy if that moment finds them unprepared or unqualified for that which could have been their finest hour. It started like any other day in Los Angeles. The sun was shining, and the city was buzzing with energy. But suddenly, something was off. The wind shifted, and a small spark from a power line turned into a devastating inferno. The fire spread rapidly due to the dry conditions, and before anyone knew it, the fire had taken on a life of its own. Emergency services were already stretched thin due to the dry summer months, and the scale of this fire was unprecedented. As the fire grew, so did the panic. Thousands of people were forced to evacuate their homes, leaving behind everything. The streets were clogged with cars, families racing against time to find safety. "In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity," said Albert Einstein. And that's exactly what we saw in the chaos. Neighbors helped neighbors, people opened their doors to strangers, and the community came together in an unbelievable way. The resilience of the people of Los Angeles was inspiring. But even in such a tragedy, the strength and solidarity of the city shone through. And then there were the real heroes, the firefighters. They risked their lives, working tirelessly to contain the blaze and save as many lives as possible. Some of them had been on the job for days without rest, facing extreme heat and dangerous conditions. As the fire raged on, the brave men and women of the fire department kept pushing forward. And just as Martin Luther King Jr. said, life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? These firefighters answered that question every single day. As the fire finally began to subside, Los Angeles was left with the aftermath. Thousands of homes were destroyed, families displaced, and the city was left to pick up the pieces. But even in the midst of destruction, hope remained. The city began to rebuild, one step at a time. And as the famous quote by Barack Obama reminds us, the best way to not feel hopeless is to get up and do something. Don't wait for good things to happen to you. If you go out and make some good things happen, you will fill the world with hope, and you will also fill yourself with hope. From the ashes of the 2025 fire, we learned valuable lessons. Preparedness, resilience, and community. These are the key takeaways. We saw how people can come together in the face of adversity, and how every effort counts in rebuilding a better future. Though the fire was one of the most challenging events Los Angeles has ever faced, it also showed us the power of human spirit. As Maya Angelou once said, we may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. The 2025 Los Angeles fire will always be remembered, but so will the strength and unity of the people who faced it. If you found inspiration in this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Speak in English for more powerful stories that remind us of what truly matters. Together, we can rebuild, and together, we can overcome.